Wizard, wake up! Seriously, wake up. I know what to do.
Huh? What? What's going on? What's going on?
We have to film!
What?
Film the next episode!
Okay. What do I even film?
I don't know, but I'm traveling through time, and
space! Space! I should do a space episode! Oh!
There you go.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What?
In the future, are we famous?
Yeah, we literally have tens of followers.
Awesome. Hey, if we're that famous, then I probably have a girlfriend.
No.
Oh.
Anyway, I gotta get back to the year 20XX to review Back to the Future. So I'll be seeing you...
Wait!
What?
In the year 20XX, do we still use the phrase, holds lemons?
Yup.
Awesome.
See ya! Sorry to bother you again, but I lost my copy Back to the Future, so I'm gonna borrow yours. Alright, see you later. Film that space episode!
Okay, I just gotta get
Dressed. Ah, that's better. Hello there, I'm a Wizard Black Mage, and this is my weekend review. So this weekend we're reviewing space games. Why space games? Because my future self told me I had to. And also space games are really good. Some of the space games are really good. 3 space games that I played this weekend were really good. 1 space game was not so good. So let's get into it. First, Galaga. Back in 1981, Midway launched Galaga for arcades across America, and it was a huge success. But I wasn't alive in the 80s, so I missed out. I was alive in the 90s, and my family did have a Nintendo Entertainment System, so I got to play was Galaga, Demons of Death. It's a direct port, and it's actually a lot of fun. The design is pretty simple. It's black background, scrolling stars. Enemies come down from the top, and you have to shoot at them. And sometimes they'll shoot back at you, and then when they've all formed, they'll even fly at you kamikaze style. The level ends when you clear all the enemies, and then a new, very similar level begins. Each level gets a little bit more challenging with more enemies flying at you, and more enemies shooting at you. There are bonus stages, and those can be a lot of fun. There aren't very many power-ups, and by there aren't very many power-ups, I mean there's one power-up, if you can consider it a power-up. The enemy ship will steal your ship, and if you win the ship back in space combat, which really is just shooting it while it's falling at you, you'll get your ship back. And then you get 2 ships, which is a double shooter, and that's actually really cool. But it's not really a power-up, and you end up losing a man because of it. But if you're really good, you can get points to get that man back, so I guess if you're good at this game, then it really levels out. But I'm not very good at this game, so... Anyway, Besides me not being good at this game, I do think this game is a lot of fun, and I wanted to play it for a lot longer than I had set myself time to play it for. And I even got 100% accuracy. I cheated a little bit by only shooting 15 enemies, but that's fine. So overall, this game, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Second space game that we're reviewing today is actually another arcade port, Gradius, by Konami. This game's actually a lot of fun. It's a left-to-right side-scroller, and the really interesting thing about this game is that the ship isn't fixed to the left side. With Galaga, it's fixed to the bottom, but with Gradius, you've given a little bit more freedom. You can move anywhere on the screen, but you can still only shoot to the right, which is where enemies come from. And there are a lot of different enemies. There are rocks, and ships, and things that run on the tops and the bottoms of the screen, and at one point, mountains spew lava, and I wasn't expecting it, and I died. Another really interesting thing about this game is the power-ups, and I didn't understand how to use them, but I did see them in the intro clip, and I know that makes me sound really bad. But after doing some Wikipedia research, I found out that the power cells actually fuel the power meter at the bottom of the screen, which I had noticed but didn't know what it was. And once activated, you get the power-up that is highlighted. And that's actually really cool, because you have multiple power-ups at once, and it makes the game seem like, man, you're really awesome if you know how to play this game, which I didn't. So I'm probably going to go back and play this even. And that is honestly the thing that I want to mention the most about this game, is just how exciting it is. I didn't get very far, but I wanted to play it some more. And so for that, I'm going to give Gradius, for the NES, 6 out of 10. The third game that we're reviewing today is an Ultra Games game called Gyrus. This is actually another port from the arcade, and another game that's pretty interesting. A little entertaining and kind of fun. It's a forced 3D perspective tube shooter in which you are fixed to a circle and shoot towards the center of the screen, destroying enemies as they come onto the screen. They stay on the screen, and you stay on the stage until you defeat all the enemies. Each stage is a little more difficult than the last ones. After the first zone, they start throwing rocks at you, and you have to destroy the rocks and avoid them. In the second stage, there are amoebas that once you shoot them, they get closer to the center of the stage and then eventually die. The game is only kind of interesting. I can't play this game for more than a few minutes at a time because every stage is so similar to the last, and it seems kind of repetitive. And for that, I give Gyrus for the Nintendo Entertainment System a 5 out of 10. The fourth and final game that we're reviewing today is a game by Acclaim called Star Voyager. It's a first-person space exploration game in which you're supposed to be able to travel through space and defend a space station from aliens. I played this game for like 10 minutes and I found no aliens. I did find an asteroid field, and honestly, that was only after I figured out how to move the ship from where I started to the asteroid field. Holding down the B button is what makes you move, and it goes into hyperspace, and then you land somewhere on the map. I had a hard time figuring this game out. There is a mini-map, but that was as confusing as figuring out what I was supposed to do. So, I'm sure this game would be fun if I knew what the point was, but because I didn't, this game was just frustrating. And that's why I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. This game cost me more than Gradius. Gradius is fun!
Did you agree with my game review? Tell me about it in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe. Also, check out my other gaming show, Game Bros, where I play video games with my friends Alex and Angie.